Those last messages, they make you question a lot of what we've seen so far.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
How much of this was Davy? How much of this was Coda? How much of this is real? No matter what, follow the path. We seek answers. And there were many questions before, and there are even more questions now. Even though somehow it feels like we've gotten conclusions. There are a lot of questions to think about.
Solution.
But discussed problems, fixing them, putting these lampposts, games, destinations. I'm sure you've all heard the term, it's the journey, not the destination. Perhaps that's...
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
That's what I think is dangerous about a lot of people's ideas and guesses and theories. They seek meaning into things. The pattern recognition we talked about. Trying to find something in things that aren't necessarily anything. Davy saw Coda's games try to find a pattern. Remember at the very beginning, it was like, these all have to go together, it has to tell some story. Maybe it didn't. Maybe Coda just liked making prisons. Davy didn't seem to understand. But perhaps Coda just enjoyed the process of creation. He didn't share his games with anyone. He just made games and he liked them. Davy saw this and he was immediately struck with this idea of there has to be something that ties this all together. There has to be a meaning for it. I need to see them. I need to play them. I need to have other people play them. I need to show them. We need to all gather together and theorize and look at options of what it could be when it might not be. And this is something you see all the time in analysis and this search for meaning. Put something simple into something and people try to find the deepest meanings, and sometimes it feels almost embarrassing to admit that it was kind of just random. You just kind of put it there because it felt right at the time. People seek deeper meaning into everything and it just might not be there. And we don't know how real this all is, how much there actually is to it, but if we take it at face value, Davy's constant search of finding the right solution, the problem, the fix to Coda destroyed the art of creation. Or maybe this is also just something. Maybe this entire game is just something Davey
Even
wanted to
now,
make.
the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
He's far from alone with this. Huge amount of creators feel the same way. They seek that affirmation, acceptance, validation. Being told you're good. Makes you feel good.
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Goodbye, Davey. Maybe it's just me, but it reminds me of the very first Counter-Strike map we went to. Full circle and that sort of thing. Of the blobs in the desert town. As a creator, you seek feedback. You seek, if not validation or affirmation, then you want to feel like what you've done has had an actual effect on people. Because why create if not to show people what you've done? But it becomes dangerous. Because the more you do things for others, the less you do things for yourself. I mean, I'm just a guy who makes videos, puts them on YouTube, and people talk about them, and they either click the thumbs down or they click the thumbs up. They post a comment or a tweet or anything. And I read those. And through all that, I try to figure out what people want from me. What people want me to make. And sometimes I end up doing things that I don't want to do because I think it's what people want me to do. And the crazy thing is sometimes that feels like a relief. Because sometimes it feels like I am not putting myself into my work. I'm just doing stuff that people seem to like. It's strangely freeing. And it feels like it should be the other way around sometimes. But you have to face these sort of realities, right? If you just do things for yourself, like Coda did, there will never be anything more to it. It will just be something you do. For maybe fun is the wrong word. Who knows? But that doesn't mean it's wrong. Or that it has less value. I challenge you to find any creator that creates things and shows things to other people and doesn't alter the way he does things. Because it's part of the creation process that when you make things and then you get feedback from people and you read and hear and take that into account, it will change how you do your next thing. And suddenly the act of creation is no longer just yours. It's almost a shared thing. You do your work, but it's altered. Same if you're making a TV show and the network comes down on you and say, we need to have this and this. You're writing a book, the editor tells you this is not going to go over well, you need to put in this type of character. You're drawing something, you realize that the shape of this character should be changed to make it more appealing. But you have to find a middle ground, right? Isn't that pretty much life? Finding a middle ground between making yourself happy and making other people happy. No selfishness, no altruism, just being human.